Hi-ho, Tudor-minded people. It's Philadelphia Carrie for Tudor Time Machine. Today I speak to you of miserable maladies of the body. The cancer wolf that does attack the breast. The cruelty as that terrible beast does devour the very thing that we do give to our babes to suck. Ah me! I did attend a wedding, that of William Parr, Marquis of Northampton, and a lady of the Swedish court, Helena or Elin Snakenborg. She is called many different names, and was called a beauty. Indeed, she was named as beautiful as the lady wife who preceded her, Elizabeth Brooke. She was the gentleman's previous wife, and great friend to the Queen. I cannot call Elizabeth Brooke William Parr's first wife, for there was another before her. Yet the love she and the Marquis did share was all of fire. They fell in love, though he was married to another. He did struggle to annul that marriage, as the king at the time, Henry VIII, did annul his own marriage to Catherine of Aragon. Yet, as is the way of those with great power, Henry did declare, "To annul is for me, and not for thee." Despite all, the lovers carried on in a way I find unfathomable. And they married while William Parr was yet married to another. Such an uproar, and he was threatened with death. Ah, to die for love! May I say that is not for me? I would not die for such a thing. But the lady love, Elizabeth Brooke, now named Elizabeth Parr, and the man beside her withstood a hurly-burly of monarchs and rebellions. And under my Queen Elizabeth they did have a scrape or two, but all told they did thrive. Oh, jewels at court they were. Elizabeth, my queen, and Elizabeth Parr did have a great friendship, for both had been in the house of Catherine Parr, Henry VIII's last wife. But though Elizabeth Parr had many gifts, the friendship of a great queen and the love of a high courtier, the wolf Cancer found her. Such a lament! Ah, the canker that does pursue the ladies! Elizabeth, my queen, did send her to the Netherlands, and doctors from all of Europe came to give her aid. And it may be that they use this new ointment with the leaves of something called tobacco to try to cure her cancer. But no, she did return to England, and the Queen herself did visit her, and arranged for the doctor of the King of Bohemia to attend on her. But alas, and what is worse, his man Griffith did attempt to force himself upon the dying lady. Our Queen either threw the men in jail or into the Thames. I know not which is true, but I do hope it was the river, and the fishmen with sharp teeth ate them up.
Wow, miserable maladies of the Tudors. How now, Tudor Files? What think you? If you're new here, I'm Gage.
I'm Jessica. Oh, Tudor Files, listen to Tudor Time Machine's story project, for it is a history of the Elizabethan court that reveals more about my Elizabeth than I think is right for peasants such as yourselves to know. But you must listen, for indeed it is shocking, shocking. Subscribe on YouTube, Podbean, or Spotify while you are gadding about, and give me a like.
Tudor Files are an amazing bunch. You have the wit of Beatrice and the kindness of Cordelia. We love your comments. Thank you for joining us. And we're here with Philadelphia Carrie and her story of poor Elizabeth Parr and her struggle with breast cancer,
which we called wolf cancer. Well, it's a pretty accurate name. In the 16th century, it was considered a death sentence, and the attitude about it was very fatalistic. I mean, understandably. Of course, it's still an incredibly scary diagnosis to get today, but now the 5-year survival rate is above the 90th percentile. Sure, there's work to be done and research to be done, but it is a big improvement. It is a struggle with the wolf, a battle.
You know, Philadelphia, it's so interesting. We still use that same language now. We say we battle cancer or we fight the disease.
The wolf cancer attacks women because we are inclined to melancholia. Indeed, it is the juice made by melancholia that does upset the balance of the humors.
There's no melancholia juice. Women do not get cancer because they're anxious or anything like that.
Have you learnt nothing? All of bodily health is dependent upon the humours, and women have many secret and troublesome organs of the body, and so they are its prey. Ho-hum. Philadelphia, men have organs that also get cancer. Unfortunately, many men struggle with prostate cancer. It's not just women's organs. Oh, but women are indolent in comparison to men. It is true that such does bring on disease. Also, grieving and anger. Those emotions will bring on the hard knots that are secret and hidden and then erupt from the skin. Philadelphia. Emotions are not the cause of breast cancer. Think about Lady Elizabeth Brooke. Do you think she got breast cancer because she was angry? Oh, I cannot tell.
I can. It wasn't because of that.
Perhaps she ate too much meat, and it did heat her internal organs. People like to consider diet even now. And at the time, physicians did care about the food of the patient, but it was based on associations with hot and cold and things like that. We don't know what Elizabeth Parr ate, but we do know that there were ideas about certain foods reducing melancholia.
And in 1583, there was actually a medical textbook about this, and it was called The Method of Physic. And he wrote, among other things, it is chiefly and principally to be observed that such nourishment to be given to the diseased has the virtue to refrigerate and moisten their insides. I'm sort of paraphrasing. And you want to engender good and slender juice, which would be the opposite of the melancholic juice that's making them sick. And then he says to eat headed fish of gravelly places, egg yolks, and poultry.
And he thought those things were easy to digest and would cool humors. I mean, most recommendations came from the ideas about the humors. That was their idea of science. But just like now, there was a lot of morality or virtue signaling around a patient's everyday choices about food and drink and physical activity. Oh, they cared for Elizabeth Brooke. They let her blood, of course, with leeches near the tumors, and rubbed her body with ointment, and did have her purge, for that is so healthy. Oh, Pitikins, despite it all, she did not live, and the queen was fair distraught, and I tell you true, the poor woman was but 39.
It sounds awful.
And then her husband married a woman who looked very similar to her, one of the retinue of Cecilia Vasa, Princess of Sweden, and this woman was named Elin Snakenborg. 'Tis true, and William Parr was 58, and she was not yet 20. 'Twas a good match. Some do say I myself favour the lady.
I admit I can see it.
I did enjoy the nuptials and wore a beautiful dress. And Tudor Files, if you would like to look your best, the link to our garb is in the Podbean and YouTube descriptions. Indeed, enjoy our Tudor Time Machine merch. You may find it at TudorTimeMachineCreatorSpring.com. Give heed, Tudor Files. Enjoy good health. Eat your fish from gravelly places. Listen in next time. Don't miss a malady. Subscribe on YouTube and give me a like.